Hey everybody, so I am back today with a Nick's New Year Painting Challenge update for my Mordheim Beastmen sort of crew, war band that I'm doing. And I've taken my time with these guys, but part of it is being away, so I've been back for a little bit, but just working quite a bit. What I decided to do initially was just to sculpt some cobblestone style bases and then to put some debris like bricks on those, and later on I'll be adding some wood, little bits of wood, like piece of broken wood from like debris from houses within inside the city. So I've primed them and I've done that, and so I thought I'd do a little bit of an update and I talk a little bit about the plan for the paint scheme. So starting with the guys, you'll probably be able to see them best today than ever before because they were either in pieces when you first saw them, or they were together but just really shiny because there was no primer on them. So these are where I'm at so far as with the bases. So I'm kind of looking forward to painting that style base for this game. And just do a quick look at some of these guys. This is the shaman. Those were the Ungors. And here's the leader. He's got a fairly heavy arm there. It's pretty large with that weapon. I think I may have even two-part epoxied it. I'm not sure if I crazy glued it. There were some things that I used two-part epoxy, like the Minotaur. I did a fair bit of it, just because of the size. There's a gore. Another gore. And then the last gore. He seems to have a bit of a pestigore kind of look about him, this particular one. Although his face is not covered, so I'm not sure. Then I have my two Chaos Hounds. Now this is the one that has the head that I don't usually see, and I quite like this one. And this is the one I see more often. My wife kind of thought this one looked cooler, even though you know, it's not the rarer one, but she thought it looked a little bit cooler. And of course I've got my Centaur. And lastly, Minotaur. Just showing the base there. I like the way that looks, the cobblestone. So I did actually use epoxy sculpt and sculpt all of these ones. It did take a little bit, but I thought it would be worth it. Now, I don't know when these came out, but some of you may remember that, or may be aware that they came out with these painting guides that they used for many armies. Where they were available for many armies, put out by GW, and I did find one on the internet for Beastmen. So I'll throw up an image here. And so I am looking at I'm actually not looking at the image now when I'm talking to you, but I'm throwing it up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. I am selecting 3 of these to sort of mix up among these various characters, and I've already kind of picked them out, and one of them is going to be sort of grayer with sort of a whiter highlighting, so sort of like a blue and gray with kind of a light highlighting, and then sort of a dark blue with a light highlighting on the fur. And then one of them was going to be quite a bit of a reddish brown, dark brown, reddish brown highlighting on the skin, and then just a really dark brown fur that's highlighted. And then another one was sort of like a lighter gray on the fur on the bottom, but then sort of more of a flesh tone, a lighter flesh tone on the skin. And so I thought that might be nice to sort of mix it up a bit. I did actually look at the paints that they recommended for those different color schemes there, and for the most part I was able to use my coat de arms. I have some Citadel, like modern day Citadel paints that I could have used, but these are, I think, some of the older paints for GW. And rather than use some of my newer Citadel, I just decided to grab mostly my coat de arms. The only one, there was a scorched brown that I didn't have, and it didn't look like I had the coat de arm equivalent in the fantasy set that I bought. So I'm actually using the game colored charred brown. I have a lot of experience with that color, and it does seem to be, it does do a really good job at like a burnt sort of dark brown. So I'm using that. But then I have these here, and so I've got shadow gray, some putrid green, hairy brown, some barbarian leather, some bone, some rat brown, and some bilious brown. Now this is mainly for the fur and the skin, which is a big part of the Beastmen. I've not pulled out like my metallics for any weapons, and just for the extra bits and accessories and things, eyes or whatever. These are just for my main color schemes. So I haven't really decided which ones I'm going to do on which yet, because I've really just been thinking about this now. But yeah, I think that's sort of my plan over the next bit. So I'll be painting these guys now. Really looking forward to getting started on these, and looking forward to actually trying out the game, because I've actually never played Mordheim before, and so this should be fun. Alright, so for those of you that are also in Nick's New Year Painting Challenge, I'll look forward to checking out your videos, and besides that, just seeing what you guys are up to. Take care.